West Ham are interested in Portuguese striker Andre Silva, who plays for RB Leipzig. Now, I did release the information of this. I got it from a good source last night, and initially I put the information out on my transfer update, which I did on Hammers Chat Patreon. Did it about 10:15 last night. About 45 minutes later, I put it up as an article. The article went up on the Hammers Chat website, hammerschat.com, and it went up on Claret and Hugh as well. In the article, I very much said that this would almost be a last resort, that we would put in the offer on ice, and if other transfer targets don't work out, then we may basically go and look at Silva. And I don't want to cause anyone, I don't want to trigger anyone at all, but I had a lot of things come back and I can't believe we're going to sign Silva. And I just want to make the point that I'm just saying this is somebody we're interested in. Apparently, we have made proper bids. We've made one proper transfer bid, which of course is Duran. That was £40 million. That transfer bid is £40 million. Aston Villa wants 60. And then we've made two loan bids. One of them is Awonyi. We'll get to that in a second. I don't know who the other one is, but I just want to make the point. This Andre Silva, who I'm about to speak about, we haven't bid for him. So please don't shoot a messenger. Don't get upset with me. As I understand it, we have not bid. We've not actually bid for him yet. But if things don't work out, he is somebody we might look to get. Now, as I understand it, this guy has been identified by Maximilian Hahn. Do you remember this guy? This was the data analyst we brought in from the Bundesliga. Was it Wolfsburg? I think it was at Wolfsburg, quite possibly. We brought this guy in. As I understand it, he is having an increasingly more influential role in targeting basically targeting players. So you remember I said a little while ago that Tim Stuyton was not having as big a role in terms of closing deals and negotiating and stuff like that. And we were wondering, well, hold on, who's identifying the players? Who's recommending these players? Well, Maximilian Hahn is apparently recommending a lot of players, and this is one of them. Not the only one, but this is one of them. Who's Andre Silva? A 29-year-old, 6 foot tall. He used to play for AC Milan. He's played for everyone. He's a bit of a journeyman, truth be known. He had his best season at Eintracht Frankfurt, he's had one very, very prolific season. I'm just looking at the stats now. That's it, yes. So he started off at Porto. He moved to AC Milan for something like 33 million euros. Went to Sevilla on loan. Went to Eintracht Frankfurt. Eintracht Frankfurt in 2021 sold him for 23 million euros to RB Leipzig, where he's been since then. His most prolific season was for Frankfurt in the 2021 season, actually. He scored 28 goals in 32 games, which is highly impressive, isn't it? He scored a couple of goals this season. I think he scored 1 goal and got 2 assists. He's played 8 games this season for Leipzig, played through all the age ranges. For Portugal, I'm sure there's a lot of people who'll be aware of who he is. I honestly, I didn't know him from Adam before I went and did my research. I heard that we were interested in him. I heard that he'd been recommended to the board, so to speak, and so I went and did my research on him, and that's as much as I know about the player. So yes, he's somebody that if we can't bring in the strikers that we want to bring in this window, we may look to go and get this guy on loan as a short-term basis, because I guess some striker is better than no striker, or to use a proper West Ham speak, this striker is better than Danny Ings, or quite possibly. So that's really interesting. Well, I say it's really interesting. It's not that interesting, is it? But it's the transfer window. I do, as I understand it, there was genuine interest. I know we discussed it yesterday. There was genuine interest in Marcus Rashford, but he's on £375,000 a week. I guess I don't even know why I'm surprised. I don't even know if I am surprised about that at all. But so obviously, look, we've got no chance at all. Apparently, he's actually available. Manchester United would sell him, but I mean, well, obviously, who's going to be able to afford to buy him? I certainly don't know. The bid for Jhon Duran was £40 million, believed to be £40 million that we bid for him. And here's something, I just, as I say, I've got no agenda. I just want to give the information as it's given to me. I heard from somebody that's got a lot of stuff very spot on recently, that actually Tim Stuyton was really pushing for the Duran deal at 38 million. I mean, look, I'm quite happy if I get things wrong and new information comes in, quite happy to change my mind on stuff. And I mean, that would be really interesting, wouldn't it? But I tell you what is a really, really horrible thing about this is that Borussia Dortmund are the club that are interested in Duran, and apparently they've made a bid. It hasn't. It's come up short of Aston Villa's £60 million valuation, but Borussia Dortmund are making a bid. Now, here's the really weird thing. We originally have you ever seen Snatch, where I can't even remember exactly, but if you see it, it's the one with Brad Pitt. It's brilliant film. They end up. They're trying to sell a caravan. Even though they want to sell a caravan, they end up buying a caravan. And they go out of there. And I think it's Stephen Graham who plays. Is his name Tommy? It's him and Jason Statham. And they go out there and go, hold on a second. Hold on. It was us who wanted to sell a caravan. How come we've ended up buying one? This is the sort of thing that's happened with West Ham. So West Ham wanted to buy Jhon Duran. We didn't buy Jhon Duran, or couldn't afford Jhon Duran or whatever, and didn't want to pay the price. So we bought Niclas Füllkrug instead. With the money that Borussia Dortmund got from us to buy, for us buying Niclas Füllkrug, they're going to spend the Niclas Füllkrug money getting Jhon Duran. So with the money that we spent used to get a striker we didn't really want, they're going to use that money to buy the striker we wanted in the first place. It's all a bit silly, that one, isn't it? The Awonyi deal is, the latest from the club on that. There's interest in the club. They have been negotiating with Nottingham Forest, good relationship. That's why I said there was a good relationship before we loaned them James Ward-Prowse, and I think now they want to terminate the loan. We don't want to terminate the loan. I can't. Honestly, it's been so much news. I can't remember what I said in what video. Truth be known, I can't remember. I've said it on air. I said it yesterday. Said it on Patreon. I honestly don't know. But we want pace in midfield. We have rejected the opportunity to try and take James Ward-Prowse. I remember, I did say it in yesterday's video. That much is true. There's an open dialogue with Nottingham Forest on Awonyi. We're trying to buy some strikers. That much is clear. I think some of them are unrealistic. Some of them are crap. We are worried. I'm not calling Awonyi crap, by the way. I think he'd probably do a good job for us, but they're a bit worried. Apparently, he hasn't got the best injury record. I've not looked it up before doing this video, because I spent the last 15 minutes reading up about bloody Andre Silva. There seems to be quite a lot going on. Obviously, we've got a game later on today. I found Graham Potter's press conference really, really interesting. Sounds like he's going to play. I think, reading between lines, going to play Kudus up front. But yeah, could be interesting on that one. He sort of gave away a few snippets and stuff like that. Didn't want to get drawn on transfer stuff. Some people have. I listened to his press conference live. I didn't even know it was on. Gio said to me, I was nearly half one. You might want to go and listen to Potter's press conference, which I did. And it's funny, somebody's played a clip back, and from that they've extrapolated that he confirmed that we were interested in Evan Ferguson, because when he was asked about Ferguson, he said he's not a West Ham player yet. And he did say that. When I listened to it, when it had been clipped and it had been snipped, I thought, oh, it actually has. But when I listened to it live, it didn't sound like that at all. So I'm not reading too much into that. We're definitely trying to get a striker. That much is clear. And I'm not just hearing this from the West Ham side of things. I'm hearing this from, I've spoken to numerous people, and that certainly does seem to be the case. And definitely something seems to be happening. Whether we can do it or not, I don't know. But there's definitely an intent there. I am a little bit worried of some of the things I'm hearing. It has to be said, with our inability to get deals over the line. That's a concern. We do have an emergency break glass option if we can't get a deal over the line, or so I've been told. And there is another striker apparently who's yet. This is easy stuff to say. I don't even like saying it because it sounds so ridiculous. But there is another striker as well who apparently hasn't hit the gossip columns yet. I don't know who it is. I wasn't. I'll obviously be able to tell you who it was. But it's all a bit cryptic. It's all a bit Mystic Meg at the moment. We need to do something, don't we? But he's got his work cut out tonight. As I say, if you've not watched the preview me and Gio did got his work cut out. Anyway, I'll love you and leave you. I'll see you later on tonight, an hour and 5 minutes before kickoff.